Welcome to Mo2. We're two coaches, both named Maureen, who are offering you tips on everyday living and how to live fully alive. And today we're talking about clothing and how that can influence potentially how we feel. Maureen, we were talking about your new top. I was admiring it, and then you told me a little bit of a story about it. How do you feel when you're wearing that particular piece of clothing?
Well, this particular shirt I actually really like, and I bought it on a whim when I was in Montreal, and it fits like a glove. And it was one of those tops. I don't know if you've ever experienced it when you go into a shop and it just kind of lights you up, and that's how I felt when I first put it on, was kind of lit up and and although clothing can be a really superficial topic, it does have influence on how we perceive ourselves, uh, and how we feel in the clothing themselves. You know, the tissue this shirt is made of is really soft, and I like that. And and when I wear something soft, I feel comfortable. And when I feel comfortable, I relax. And it also fits really nicely, and I feel light and kind of playful and and even, kind of beautiful in the way that I always have a problem saying I feel beautiful, but in a way that helps me be my best self. And so I think, one of the questions I've asked clients in the past is how they use their wardrobe and whether their wardrobe is a reflection of them. And oftentimes people say no. And if I look around me in Vancouver, I notice many people just dress in kind of sloppy clothes that don't really do them any favors. And then I ask the question to of myself, well, what's the effect of that on them? And if they if they wore something that really fit them well, how would that change their experience of that particular day?
Yes. And Maureen, you raised such an important point here, and it makes me think of a number of years ago when I had been listening to some kind of podcast about changing my wardrobe. And at that around that same time, my body size had grown. And so I just started investing in black pants, and I had numerous shirts or tops that I could wear with it. But what I noticed when you said that is there's that almost that invisibility factor that can come in. If I'm dressed a certain way, perhaps people aren't going to notice me. And I didn't think about that with myself until we were talking earlier. And I remembered, about 2 weeks ago, I got in the mail a pair of colorful pants that I had ordered online. I'd seen them last fall and I liked them in the store. I liked how they looked, but I went, no, no, no. And so then I got them and I tried them on and they fit me really well. And something changed in my system energetically. I call those pants now the pants that make me want to get up and dance. That's the energy that I felt when I put them on. And so our clothing can actually support us, like you were saying. And we can just, something can come alive in us when we notice that.
Mm-hmm. And it's certainly it's fine to wear comfortable clothing, right? That and
Absolutely.
clothing should be comfortable no matter what it looks like. Um, but clothing can also be a tool. And as humans, because we don't go around naked, we have a choice of what we want to broadcast outward in terms of what we're wearing. And just for clarity, we're not talking about expensive garments. We're just talking about garments that make you feel good, and garments that support you in doing whatever you're going to be doing for the day. So, for example, yesterday I was on stage talking to 1,500 people, and I wanted to wear something that would support me in that. And so I have a velvet blazer that I bought secondhand, and it's really nice and soft. And so if I get a little nervous, I can feel the softness, and it's comforting, right? But it also looks pretty good. And so that's also something that I find supports me when I'm dealing with the energy in the room of that number of people.
So the garment, the blazer is like this, I don't know, a supportive covering.
Well, I guess I would think of it as a tool to assist as opposed to a covering, because I think of
Oh,
covering as invisibility, and I think of tool to assist as
okay.
something different. Um, and that and the way that we dress can assist us in maybe falling into the part, or strengthening the part of ourselves that we want to showcase at that moment in time, or it can also bring out that part of ourselves and make it stronger. If I want to bring out a feminine side of myself, I may dress a certain way. If I want to bring out a very forthright part of myself, I might dress a different way. If I want to mix those two together, I would dress differently again, right? So I think that if we focus on what we want and then figure out, well, what would support me in that, in terms of dress, maybe that can be a useful tool for people.
Absolutely. And so as a tool to assist, or I may think of it a little bit differently, but ultimately it is still around. How is this supporting me and assisting me in feeling the way I want to be feeling? And I love the term you used, and broadcasting.
Yeah, because in whenever we're feeling something from the inside out, and we allow that to be seen, that's the genuine part of human interaction. And that's really what a lot of us want to experience.
Yes. And that just feels like a really powerful place to be completing this today. So, how is it? No, that's not the question I want. Maureen, what are the takeaways for you that you would like the listeners to hold on to?
I think my takeaway is just take a moment to notice how you feel in the clothing that you're wearing, and then maybe consider it, um, wearing something else and experimenting with how you feel in that, just as so that you get the idea of using it as a tool to help you in your day-to-day activities.
Beautiful. That was almost exactly what was going through my mind, Maureen. So thank you for sharing that. And life so often is about this exploration and experimentation. And when we begin to notice, something powerful can happen.
Right.
So until next time, to contact you, Maureen.
It's just contact me at my website, maureenmayhew.com.
Okay. And myself at my website, Caley-Verdonk.com. We hope this has been useful and informative, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Until next time.